Good afternoon. It is Sunday. I have no idea when. March. End of March, nearly. Really is now nearly at the end of March. I thought it was the end of March last week, but when I get into the 20s of any month, I kind of write off the month. There's not much you're going to get done. And that's probably the wrong approach. This is probably the reason why I've got maybe about 10 videos for different things that I'm working on stacked up, which is annoying me. But I think I'm using not having Wi-Fi full time as an excuse not to do it. I don't know what it is actually. I don't know if it's because the caravan's not set up, or if it's the audio camera, or all that sort of stuff, or just the head state I get in. But it's boring and annoying, so I apologise. Tomorrow I am over doing co-working, which is awesome, because it will mean I can do some more video stuff. And I should have the aerial there tomorrow. I really need to go on the bus because there's no way of getting that 6-foot pole back otherwise. There's no way I can get it in the Smart. I didn't really take that into consideration when I bought it, which is a bit silly. Typical me though. Just dropped Ella off, and I'm heading to get some fuel now and a few little bits and pieces for the van. And then maybe I'll get one video snuck in. I actually did shoot some video clips at the co-working probably about 2 weeks ago, which I've got on my on this iPhone. So I kind of need to get them off to edit them. I might actually edit that together using Video Shop, which I really like. If you're looking for a sort of on your phone video editor that's fairly basic in terms of trimming, and I've also got Pinnacle Studio on my iPad, so I kind of need a way to really transport them between each other without using any data. So some sort of syncing cable cloudy thing. I'm not quite sure how I'll do that yet, but yeah. Happy 40th Stony, whoever that is. Yeah, so I'm going to do that and then put together a little bit of a update vlog as to what's outstanding at the moment. There's a bunch of stuff. I've just got a couple of weeks back Raspberry Pi 2, which I want to tell you about that project. I want to start that off. Got so far with the Wi-Fi, waiting for the other bits for the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi will make a huge difference, because once I've got that, got some update about pods. I'm starting off a little bit more slower on that and need less money, mainly to get the laser cutter. If I can lease the laser cutter, I can get started and I can finish what I'm doing and do that 12 hours a day, and basically to start with work to survive in terms of paying the caravan and food. So I think what I might do is try and build myself a sort of month window. I've got loads of things I need to get sorted as well though. There's the another thing to update you about was the electric bike. I think I might have sold that, so that's going to go towards getting my discs done on my car. Then I need to pay for my trip to Tunisia for co-working camp when that pops up. That's coming up really soon. So yeah, it's still very busy. Still very busy, and I'm chipping away in individual things, but I do feel like I'm getting somewhere now. Finally. Right, need to fill up. Okay, got fuel. It's really windy today. Yeah, so the pod thing's slightly different. I'm trying to gear up now in the next few weeks for definite for the Thunderclap, which sounds a terrible name, I realise that, but it's a way of getting people to use their social networks, so Twitter and Facebook mainly, to post about whatever URL or link or project that I've got going. So it's a kind of way of amplifying a single message. So I'm going to probably work on Apiary website, which is about the pods, and put the Kickstarter video and the embed and the fundraising thing all on there, and all the information about the different phases, because I'm going to split it into phases, phase 1, 2 and 3. Phase 1 being just get going, prove the concept over 12 months that I can use Fiverr and people per hour and create this revenue stream from the web but also local. Phase 2 is to buy a pod and upgrade the laser cutter to a better laser cutter, and then phase 3 is to get a trailer made for the pod so that we can actually be transportable with it, and maybe at that stage as well buy another pod to have as a studio, as a sort of web studio and a recording studio. because by then hopefully we're doing content regularly enough to warrant it. So that's that. So I'm going to need all your help on the Thunderclap to be able to share that to your social networks. All it is you sign up, you say yes, I want to pledge that I will allow you to use my Twitter and Facebook on this day, and then it just sends a message on that day with your connected Facebook or Twitter account to your social network to say, hey, Phil's got this project and he's looking for funding for it. It's fairly straightforward. And it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. I need to spend a good month in getting people aware of that and then trying to raise that amount of money. It's probably going to be about $6,500, which is a lot of money, but that would keep us going throughout the year. I could probably go for half of that for 6 months, but I kind of would like to remove the stress of worrying about making money on the laser cutter to pay for rent. That's not where originally I didn't want to pay for rent at all. I wanted to be able to buy a space, well, not rent at all, but a smaller amount of rent than what they're on about. But I've actually got into a situation now where as long as I'm making stuff for them as well that they need around the site and their clients, then they're quite happy, which is awesome. So yeah, I need to pull all that together. But I'll get there, I hope. Right, unless I can think of anything else, that's it for the minute. Just having a quick look through my Trello. If you're not using Trello yet, Trello.com is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so, oh crikey, there's loads of stuff. The Pi 2 I remember telling you about, I'm swapping that out. I've got this thing I'm going to apply for Camp Counsellor, which I found out about by going to Open Badges event in Leeds the other day, which I haven't talked about that either, so I need to talk about that. 10-week cluster thing, Chromecast t-shirt. Oh yeah, I went to a place yesterday about getting t-shirts made and embroidered, and lovely lady who was very interested in actually the laser stuff that we were doing and also the teaching in terms of the Coder Dojo for kids. So I think there's some cross-purpose stuff there in terms of them doing shirt designs and printing and embroidery. And it was interesting actually to convert a design from normal sort of PNG or vector. It was £25 plus VAT to convert it into a .emb file, and I found somebody who can convert them for a lot cheaper. So that's something I'm looking at, is embroidered tops rather than just the printed on ones, because they don't seem to last very long. Yeah, so the video stuff that I've got all backed up, the wireless AC kit that I've got, the new aerial, that's pretty darn cool. I've got to talk about that. YouTube, external mic with the GoPro, Raspberry Pi 2, Kodi, Duke Nukem 3D on the Mac. There's just to arrange, there's loads of that. Vlog topics, caravan, follow-up, car, South by, clients, pods, pod videos, beehive farm. So yeah, in terms of the farm at the moment as well, I'm doing a bunch of little social media tasks there as well. Oh, fairy doors. I know, totally different subject, but in terms of doing geocaching for kids on the site at the campsite, we're gonna put one fairy door in, but we're gonna see if we can get another, maybe 8 or 9. I don't know if they do more than one type, but to have different fairy doors around the site, but they've got to be varnished first. But we're going to link the idea of having the little fairy inside to a little code or notification so that you can claim an open badge for finding a specific fairy, and that will link to an overall badge that you get once you've collected them all, but I'm not quite sure how we do that yet. So linking sort of analog badges with digital badges. I've also been looking at Gumroad again for selling stuff on Gumroad. I've got to mock up some posters with email, contact details and various stuff. What was the other thing I've got to do? Yeah, I've got to go through the website in terms of phases, who, where, why, time bartering, a drop cam in there, find a courier. So it's just bedlam. My life is bedlam. Apart from the working 4 days on, 4 days off, when I'm off, it's how can I find a new job? How can I survive? How can I spend 12 hours working on my own stuff rather than working in a warehouse? So that's my head state at the moment.